All right, Mike. North-South connection, probably wrong. Raw, SmackDown, Money in the Bank. We're going to talk it all heading into Friday night SmackDown on or Monday night Raw, June 2nd. But Mike, what's going on, buddy?
Not much, bud. Glad to be back doing this again.
Yes, I was, able to sit next to you in that little studio, but now I brought the studio to you.
It looks pretty good. It's just weird having Tony here. Everyone missed,
Yeah, it's also like it's kind of like eye fucking me a little bit too, because you have your little mini studio and then like the big studio is behind you. I was like, I didn't really think of that. So
no, but it's kind of cut in though. You kind of almost lined it up perfectly. You did good.
I guess I got lucky on that one. But we're what we're gonna do here is we're gonna live stream it here on my YouTube channel, and then the audio and the video we're gonna send your way, and then we'll release it with you. So
okay.
I don't know. Let's just call it in the ring, Mike. Mike, what are you most excited for on Money in the Bank this weekend?
I am most excited for Cena and Paul and Cody Uso fight.
Really?
I know. Oh, yeah. I love it. I mean, I'm coming at this as just a fanboy enjoying the show. Like, I try not to get caught up and, be this wrestling guy that's pulling out and picking out everything that's wrong. No, like, this is great to me. I'm loving what's going to happen in this ring. I can't really call it. I don't know. Is it just going to be a straight match? Who's going to come in? Is Travis going to come in? Who's going to come in for the Uso? Like, I have no idea what to expect, and I think that's what I love most about this match.
All right, so we'll start there. Travis Scott, if you saw him, are you good with that? Do you want him? What's up with that?
I'm on the fence with that one.
It's a bad taste in your mouth coming out of WrestleMania with him, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Chamber, with him being the third guy, with all the Rock involvement, Cena's freshly heel turn, and then like sprinkle Travis Scott on top. Oh, okay, that's kind of cool, right? Big rapper and all this. He's got his WWE merch, so on and so forth. But if Travis Scott is gonna kind of be the WrestleMania main event, like energy, no dice here, no bueno. I'm good with that. So
I don't know what he could bring to this match at all, Ryan. And like I said, unless he comes out with the Rock, like there's nothing that he can bring to this match. If anything, it would bring this match down.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's a sexy match in a way, but it's also kind of like in my lens, it feels like it's like a bump in the road, right? It's like, what are we leading to is what is it? I'm anticipating more than this match. Like, what's after this match? What happens at Money in the Bank in this tag match, opposed to what I can't wait for that tag match. That's kind of how I look at that.
Exactly. I don't know what to expect, so I'm excited to see. I will be disappointed if there's no thrills, if it's just a 2-on-2, like no extracurricular activity, like that'll leave a bad taste in my mouth. But like,
yeah, I think similar to the Money Bad Blood in Atlanta, that was a pretty hoopla match. The Rock came out at the end, and it was a lot of fireworks. I think we'll get something similar to this. I just don't know if this match makes me want to see John Cena versus Cody Rhodes again. Like they're touching, they're involved again, and I still have that bad taste from WrestleMania. Trust me, you got the long test after WrestleMania. You got it, and I was on here spewing all the bullshit on why I was so disappointed with it. And I think I sent you a text at like 3:30 in the morning. We can timestamp it if you want.
Yeah. No, I get it. I don't know. I'm looking for. I'm waiting to see. I think this is starting to set up to Survivor Series. I think it's gonna, when we see John Cena turn back. Like this is just slowly momentum giving him the big match right before Boston where he comes back to babyface. I just see it. We saw it last week with the little on Friday night with the little Cena and Logan not on the same page. We saw the stuff with the R-Truth, little things that I think he's just trying to work his way back out of this Rock mess.
All right, here we go. YouTube content. Brandon Janu, I did a fellow sports podcast himself, throwing a bunch of emojis. I like the strong one. But yeah, he's been on before and he'll be on again to do a preview with me. Check out his stuff. He goes solo, which is kind of crazy, but he pulls it off.
That's tough to do.
It is a little intimidating, but it works. You make it work.
I have a tough time doing solo, trying to cut my own promos.
I know. I always like to get a guest because I don't know, whatever. I've done a few solo there. It's okay, but it's much easier to kind of bounce back and forth. But anyways, all right. So just to catch up with this tag match, Travis Scott, like sprinkle, but not the ice cream. Let's put it that way, right? He that's fine. I'm good with that, right? Cody Rhodes, does he feel any damage coming out of WrestleMania in your eyes? That are you into him as much?
No, I'm still into him. I've never stopped. I love it, and it looks like the guy was hitting the gym while he was away.
Oh, those arms did look a little swole. Get some
immediately when he came out, I was like, "Huh, all right, all right."
Yeah. So hey, good for it. Well, last time he did that, he tore his pec right when he was out for a while. I don't know if you were watching with there, but that was gross. So can't go too hard. But yeah, he looked like he was maybe doing some supplements or something. Let's put it that way. But
I'm fine with it. Juice them all up.
I'm good with it too, right? Right. So it's not a competitive sport, so that's why not, right?
Exactly.
Jey Uso, the Yeet Man. Where are we at with him? There's his biggest fan right there, the Yeet Man right there. All right, so Uso heading into this match is interesting, right? Because we have the Money in the Bank lingering. It's like, does that guy, if this match is last and whoever wins Money in the Bank, which we'll get to next, is Jey Uso vulnerable? I don't think Cena would be vulnerable. Would Jey Uso be vulnerable? And then the night after is the big match with Gunther.
Yeah.
Which is also like, okay, that's a curveball too. And it's kind of like in the weeds, just chilling there, ready to kind of emerge.
So I don't think Jey has any trouble. When we get to breaking down the match, I have another theory. I think he's going to come out of this unscathed. Not because obviously we know he needs the belt for Monday night, or that's going to be nothing. So,
but they've done some crazy things before, right? So I know I wouldn't rule anything out.
I'm just looking for another good match out of Jey. I think he's built some momentum. I like what I saw out of him the past couple matches. I know I listened to a lot of guys and listened to everyone crap all over him, and I'm like, I don't know what they're seeing. I'm seeing a guy out there that's kind of looks like he's rededicated. He's shed off a couple pounds. I don't know if you've noticed that. Those love handles don't look as bad anymore, and he's moving around that ring.
Yeah, a little more leaner.
He's not out of breath after he walks down anymore.
Now, question for you. This is the perfect question to you. Do you feel that Jey Uso is on that Cody Rhodes level when he's standing next to Cody Rhodes?
Not yet.
Not yet?
Not
okay.
Not yet.
Do you think he'll reach it?
If they let him keep the belt for a little while, I think he could get there.
See, I think he would benefit from losing the belt and then going back on the chase. Give his fans yearning for more, right?
I hear you there, but he needs to keep it for a little bit.
Yeah.
Like he can't lose it to Gunther. He can't lose it yet. I mean, maybe if he loses it at SummerSlam and then we go for it, but he needs a bit of a reign to me. He's still got the stigma of how quick he lost his prior belts. He needs a and I think watching him actually put on good matches, actually watch him get a little bit better at the microphone, not being out of breath, I think it's still building. Like we're not tired of this guy yet.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not saying he needs the year run. No, because I think then the audience will turn on him. But he needs another month with that belt before he loses it, and like you said, starts to chase it down again.
So the similarity to him coming into his title reign would be Kofi Kingston. I don't think you were watching at the time, but I don't know if you were familiar with 2019. Kofi Kingston was the world champion from April to October. And it was very middling. It was very boring. And each month and each pay-per-view match that he got, his momentum started to kind of go down and go down and go down. And Vince just felt that it was just, oh, well, we can't take it off him yet. We're not doing him a disservice, right? And he was really never the plan until 3 weeks before WrestleMania,
Yeah.
right? And then they just kind of like Kofi Mania. I'm sure you've heard of like a Kofi Mania thing, right?
Oh, just
So
recently we've been kind of going back in the archives, and I was like, oh man, I know everyone
it
talks
doesn't
about it,
look
but to
right.
see him with the belt around him, I'm like, that's him and Mysterio. I'm like, ah.
He's the other one. Yeah, he's the other one where it was just like they didn't do either guy. Actually, it's funny that you bring it up because full circle, they didn't do either one of those champions a disservice to kind of set them up. But I feel like
Yeah,
they're setting Jay up just right. And if they pull the rug underneath them and they take it away while the fans are still yearning and not like sick of it, even though I don't think any sense of them getting sick of it
no,
whatsoever. But
no,
it
just watch.
might do him good in the longer run if they kind of pull the rug out from him a
I
little
mean,
bit.
am I the only one who saw that incredible pop when he came out on SmackDown?
And that's when
Like,
Cody returned to SmackDown too. So it's like,
I'm sorry, Jay, dude, that place was all Uso. So
yeah, and him messing around with John Cena, him messing around with Cody Rhodes
yeah,
is only going to make his star brighter and bigger. So I'm happy for the Yeet Man. I think he's doing well, but I wouldn't hang on too long. I'd pull it out a little bit
I
before
agree
you
with
do
you.
it.
If he loses it in SummerSlam, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be Gunther. I think the Gunther's thing is a
Yeah,
clear angle. I think since Gunther lost, they've been very strategic with him, giving him the month off, having the McAfee thing, having the upcoming Jay thing, and then we'll see what happens after that before he kind of cements himself as champion.
yeah.
So I think he's one of those guys that we need to figure out what's going on, and I think he's on a journey.
I think we're gonna eventually see. I mean, to look a little bit further down the road, a Seth Rollins Uso back and forth.
Okay,
But that's
so
nothing about Money in the Bank, because I have
yeah.
another theory on that one that I'm gonna come right out of left field.
All right, let's finish this tag match up with. I don't think we need to talk Logan Paul. Real quick, Logan Paul. I keep saying it. When he was a movie star, when he was a YouTuber or celebrity wrestler, he was more interesting than a day-to-day wrestler. Do you agree with
Yeah,
that sentiment?
I don't agree with you.
You
I don't
don't.
agree. I don't. I don't. I love what he's doing, and I honestly think, and it's recency bias because I was just sitting here earlier today and watching some of Logan's older fights, and I'm like, he is so much better now.
He's
Like I was
better than
watching the
he's
him
better
with
than
the
most
him him with
babyface,
the
yeah.
Miz, him versus the Miz. Another one that I was just watching. I go, no, this Logan Paul. That when he comes out to the ring now, to me, like looks like a wrestler. Like he's
Yeah.
he's got on the program. I I I love it. I love the hate. He just plays into it. I like what Logan's doing. And I was listening to you earlier, and I was like, I do not agree with Ryan on this one.
I don't know. I don't know if it does it for me. It's
See,
just
I'm more of the fanboy. You're more of the I don't know what I want
I'm
to call you,
not.
but you're more in tune to it. You look at it at a different lens than I look at it.
That's why I like your lens. That's why I like kind of like crossing the lenses and putting one eye and the
Yeah.
left eye, and you know what I mean, and just kind of molding them together and see where we're at. But I don't know. I just think he needs a fresh coat of paint because he needs that modern day-to-day wrestler coat of paint instead of the celebrity wrestler coat of paint since he's going to be there more often. That's probably what I'm looking for. Like overall, I'm still into him, but I still think he's going to be a-okay. I'm just as is. I need more. I need
They
more
still
out of
need
it.
to find. I was hoping a little bit more out of this him and Jay thing, and I'm like, the more I'm watching it, go, they're just not on the same level. Like I I think Logan would benefit more dropping down and going at that U.S. title. Those
Yeah.
that to me, I think you could get a little bit more of a story coming out of some of those guys in that level right now. I don't see him, even though it's going to be a fun little twist in this match with him and Cena. I don't put him on any of those other three level.
Yeah. What what do you think he is? I think he needs to go like in a tag team and maybe intercontinental title, stuff like that. Him and Dom would kind of be fun, but
Yeah,
I just at this level I don't see it. And like him as a vehicle, now that our truth is gone to turn Cena good, I don't know if that's good. That just might turn him even farther against me there. I don't know. So
I don't. To me, I would love to see Paul drop down and see something with like a Jacob for two, because I
yeah.
think that would. I mean, Paul is everyone hates him, and Fatu's on the rise with everybody loving him. I mean, you're gonna really jack him up to being the face, seeing him and Paul go back and forth every week.
All right, if they put him in there with Jacob Fatu needs to murder Logan Paul in my eyes. That's what that is. There
See,
needs to be a
you think
murder.
so little of Logan Paul.
I do.
I'm in the very small minority
No,
that
I
think
would
that
think
he's
so high
better.
of Jacob Fatu. If he's gonna go anywhere named Jacob Fatu needs to squash him, kill him, and then you can do
But
it.
I just watching those two go back and forth, I would that would be entertainment to me. That would be a nice little spin to get through the summer for me.
It would have to be all gas and no brakes with that.
I'm fine with that.
All right, so the last guy in this match is John Cena. Where are you at, John Cena, historically, and where are you at 5 months into his final year?
I was
Because you're an
hoping.
Attitude Era baby, and you're a golden.
Yeah.
You're the end of the '80s. That's kind of where you were at as a fan, and then you were a fan all the way up to the Attitude Era. So where do you see John Cena historically?
I think he's one of the best of all time.
Okay, so do you? Then obviously you respect him and everything. Where are you at from your lens of this run on him? Are you satisfied? Where are you at with it?
I guess because it started off at such a high level,
Yep.
that's the problem. If you take away, I don't think what he's been doing has been bad. I like his little promos. I think that he's looked decent in the ring. He's looked better in the ring than I thought he was going to look. You know, I just, you're hoping for more, and that's what sucks.
Yeah, here's the thing. I said this the other time too, but it attains to this. If John Cena is that Stone Cold, if John Cena is that Hulk Hogan tier of WWE greats, top 5, top 10 at the least, Austin's heel turn was so entertaining, and Hogan's heel turn was all time. Both of them had all-time babyface runs. You can say sections of John Cena's babyface run was all time, but overall, he's on that level. For him to go out there and have that heel turn, he had an epic heel turn, and then coming off of that to be kind of, in my opinion, a bit lazy. Like when he's still on my screen, he still has my attention. I find some of his promos the same, but like entertaining enough.
Ryan, just think,
Yeah.
right? You just talked about the Hulk Hogan heel turn.
Yeah.
Just think if Hulk Hogan was to do that heel turn and Razor and Hall were like, you know what? We're going back to the WWE. We don't want to work with them. Right?
In a way, yeah. That's what I'm
then
saying.
that falls so flat. The NWO, we don't have any of that. Hogan's not the guy to carry on that by himself. He needed those two. Cena needed The Rock in this angle and now is left to carry the reins. And I think that he's actually done a decent enough job doing it. It sucks that we left with like, oh, wow, this could have been awesome. And now we're just like, okay, all right. And I think everyone's just going, okay, when's he going to turn back?
Mm-hmm. There is like a yearning for that in a way. It's like, all right, you had fun, and there's no evolution of this heel character. It's just the same shtick directed at this different people, and maybe that's what it is. Like, it's just, I don't know. I'm ready for it. I don't know if I'm ready for it to be over, but I'm ready for it to kind of tweak a little something, because the Randy Orton match was probably his best match. I thought that was a really good match. R-Truth match, rest in peace, R-Truth, by the way. That match was what it should have been, but it was more of a story where he was like, all right, am I going to do this? Yes, I'm still going to do this. Fuck you. And the Cody match was on such a high pedestal, and it was a pretty big letdown. Let's be real. Yeah. So the dust has settled. Let's kind of settle the dust before we turn baby face and go from there. So I'm ready to kind of start getting in that direction. I'm glad they're kind of hinting it as well.
But I also think you're going to still see a few more of these Cena matches with some of these guys and be like, what is he doing? I just think he's trying to get some of these matches with these guys before he retires. That's all. Like one more
then
run.
Is it a waste to have the tag match in a way? Like,
yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, is it waste to have the tag match? Unless if this is his Jey Uso match and then this is the Cody rematch. But I think that here's the thing. Probably, let's predict this match. Probably I'm going to pick Cody to pin John Cena, and then we're looking at 1-1.
You think? I mean, Uso and Cody lose this match.
Oh, really? Okay. Why is that?
Because there's nothing, and that sets up for the. I mean, Uso can lose this match and not lose his belt, right? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, and Cody just coming back, and it just gives maybe propels Cena a little bit more before their big epic match. So I don't
I would
know.
look at it
Something's
as like
telling me that Cena and Paul win this match. I mean, there's nothing in it for Jay and Cody to win this match.
setting it, a little proving it to John, and then getting his revenge on John and earning, pinning John, and then saying, "All right, well, I pinned you. Now I want you next month at
We all
Saudi."
know Paul and Cena are going to cheat and win this match, and
That too.
then you're going to have Uso going into Monday night off a loss, and now he can win and beat Gunther, and then get back on a high.
I kind of want Gunther to win, actually, but I know he's not going to.
You love Gunther. I'm ready for him to do a new angle.
I love Gunther. I'm a pro ring general. I do. But all right, I'm glad that we're on the other side. I see that Cody wins, and I think they have the rematch at the Night of Champions in Saudi at the end of the month. That's how I see it. So we'll see. I think that's good that we're looking at it in two different ways. All right, Mike, let's jump here. Or do you have anything for me before we jump to the next match?
No, I'm ready to keep it rolling. I mean, are we going to talk Lyra and Becky at all?
Let's do that real quick. That's where I was going to say. All right, Lyra, Becky, this is a rematch. I see. I rewatched this match. You were texting me and you were down on it. I just think you're down on Becky Lynch a little bit. But in your opinion, you've watched all of Lyra Valkyrie. She's got to be more interested in your eyes being around Becky Lynch and working with Becky Lynch.
See, I don't like this whole Becky Lynch thing. Yes, has Lyra gotten so much better in the ring? Yes. Does Lyra still come out with the stupid feathers? Yes, drives me crazy. Does Becky?
Girl, yeah.
I've lost interest in anything Becky does. She could walk away today and I'd be fine with it. So I'm tired of seeing these two. I don't know. I go, nothing in me wants to match. I'm hoping it's on first.
Sad day, bad day for Becky Lynch, and Lyra Valkyrie. I look at it like this. It's like, all right, Lyra Valkyria is that young journeyman, right? It's like, oh, she's doing well, but maybe she was just with the wrong partners. And then you have this other journeyman, this veteran journeyman coming from the job, and then you kind of stick him with the young guy, and you're like, oh, that young guy's pretty good. He's picking up layout. He's starting to weld. You know what I mean? His copper doesn't look like shit. Like he's starting to have a good getting an eye for his pipe and everything. So that's how I look at it. You get the strong journeyman with the up and coming journeyman, and it's working out.
I think you're giving Becky too much credit on this.
I don't. You don't have the investment in the history with Becky like I do. I think she's excellent, man. I think she's great.
But I don't know. I don't like this turn. It's just nothing about her when she comes out. I'm just like blah. Both of these two. And I think it's honestly with Lyra, it's still her whole gimmick with this flock of feathers, all this other stuff. I'm like, dude, can we get rid of that crap? Just be Lyra. You're good enough on your own. You can wrestle.
She can go when she goes.
You can, no matter, I've never, even from the beginning when I first started watching her, I was like, oh, this girl can wrestle. Can she shed that stupid intro? And can we put her on the mic more? And let's let her, I would rather see her a heel. Because I think she can spit. And she's got that brogue to her.
Now, do you lose respect for her when you see the boyfriend, the fiance being kind of like dweeby and stuff? Do you lose a little respect, or
no? I'm like, good for you, guy.
I guess he's a pretty accomplished wrestler across the seas. Yeah. I wonder, you know what I mean? So
yeah, I googled him afterwards. I'm like, good for you.
Yeah, right. Because he's very unimposing looking when you see him. Like, fucking right. All right.
Good. Yeah, but come on. If you see Seth Rollins out in the street, he's unimposing looking as well.
Yeah, true, probably. Right. So, all right. Well, we got our Becky Lynch in for you. Let's stick with the women and let's go to that ladder match and close with the men ladder match. All right.
That works.
Alexa Bliss, Roxanne Perez, Rhea Ripley, Julia, and Naomi in a 1 TBT, which is either Liv Morgan, Lyra Valkyrie, Ivy Nile. I messed that up. And a returning or a debuting Stephanie Vaquer. Out of those, we'll go one by one with the girls. But for the Raw match, which one do you prefer in Money in the Bank?
They always give the wins to the newcomers, and they got Liv Morgan going to go out there and take another fall.
Oh, okay. So you're pretty certain about that one?
Come on. What new wrestler in the past 6 months has not come on and not won? They all win, and it infuriates me. And it's usually them beating Liv for the women.
Yeah, probably.
She's got this.
No, well, I don't think Liv's going to get pinned.
I text you all the time, and I'm like, oh, look, oh, great. They gave it to another one who hasn't proven anything yet.
I think it's pretty safe to say Ivy Nile. Poor Ivy Nile is going to take the actual loss today,
Yeah.
but you never know. You never
I
know.
think it'll be good watching her and watching Vakir, destroying her last name, and Liv go back and forth. I think that's going to be good. I could care less about Ivy. Like, sorry, just
Yeah.
no interest
I,
there.
I,
And
I heard
basically,
that if you're Spanish, it's Vakir, and if you're American, it's Vakir. I don't know. I didn't take Spanish in high school.
Vakir, that works.
Vakir. We use our Boston accents, but
So
all
I think
right. So you
she's
think
going to
it's
be
gonna be
number
Stephanie?
6.
You think it's gonna be Stephanie Vakir?
Yeah.
All right. I think it should be, but I wouldn't rule out Liv. I would not rule out Liv. Right.
I love Liv. I mean, if you watch my show, I fawn over her daily. But I don't think she's always taking the losses to the new girls. This is going to be Vakir's spot. She's getting in, and she's going to do a little bit of damage. So this is going to be her highlight. This is her call up. This is the reason she just lost in that NEXT. So and she's going to put in a good fight in that tournament. So
All right. Yay or nay, Alexa Bliss? If she won, would you be satisfied?
I would be satisfied if she won.
Okay. Now, do you see her at that big top tier level of a star, or where do you see her being? Because 2017, 2016, 2018, she was massive.
I think she just needs a good segment to push her back up.
She needs a rival.
She needs something. I like this little her and Flair and everyone backstage. It's like I could see something brewing. Where's it gonna be? So
Okay. Do you think she's in the top 3 to win this match or no?
yes.
Okay.
I think this match is only 3.
All right. So she's one of the 3. All right. Roxanne Perez. What do you think of Roxanne? She got a chance to win this? Do you like her? Is she one of the new NXT girls up? What do you think of her?
They're pushing her too hard, I think. I like her, but they're just pushing her too hard.
Okay. Is she too cute to be a bad guy? Like, I think she is.
No, I think she pulls off the bad guy. I'm waiting to see a little niche. I like the stuff unveiling with her and Liv and those guys there. I'd like that. That's it. Stay in that lane. There you go. I don't see.
You got to earn your supper before you can start eating on the main roster. All right, I feel you there. All right, is Rhea Ripley part of your top 3 to win this match?
100%.
All right. Do you feel that? See, personally, I feel like the Money in the Bank gimmick is too small for her, in a way.
Right. I mean, I have one clear-cut favorite. I think you're going to mention her next.
Okay. All right. So in your top 3 so far, it's Alexa Bliss and Rhea Ripley. And is your number 1 Julia?
No. Come on.
No. All right. So if the Roxanne and Stephanie Vakir are here, where's Julia for you?
She's at the bottom of the list to me.
Okay. Interesting. Just curious from a little peace of mind. She was probably the biggest hype coming into the NXT and the WWE, but I think that she's shown the least amount of flexibility and the smallest
I don't know what they're gonna do with her. She needs to be in a tag team.
I would have her beat Vega and just have give her the US belt and just have good matches because that's what she's good at right now, and then figure out the rest.
Yeah.
All right. So it's funny that this is your number 1 because it's shockingly mine too. Is it Naomi?
Yes, 100%. This has got Naomi written all. Did I cut out?
You're good. Keep going.
Okay. Yeah, I got Naomi all over this. I just think that everything's setting up for her right now, and I think that I'm waiting to see her and Tiffy go back and forth.
Well, she got unsettled business with Jade, and that second with Naomi when Naomi and Belair returned, she got a lot of shit going on to her. You gonna throw Money in the Bank in the middle of that?
I love it. She's got so many different feet in the fire, I guess, whatever it is. I think this puts more. And I think that she's going to come in and capitalize, on Tiff and take the belt from her.
All right. So this is my I'm going to let it out of the bag. I haven't done my Money in the Bank women's preview yet. I'm going to do that tomorrow for tomorrow night release, but I'm just going to let it out now. Exclusive for you, Mike. My number 1 favorite is also Naomi. And I think that she has a friend that from NXT, from TNA, from her past, because all this shit she got going on here with Jade and Bianca, you got to add Money in the Bank. She needs backup.
Yeah.
And she's going to need some caution, and she's going to go get Jordan Grace to be her friend, because in her past, Jordan Grace was her friend in NXT. I mean, in TNA. Have you familiar with Jordan Grace?
Yes, I am.
I think that is going to be a SmackDown duo that would kind of work out and make Naomi even more of a threat, and kind of calm down her craziness and really give her a shot to move up the card here.
I wouldn't hate that. I wouldn't hate that at all.
I think it would be her Diesel to Shawn Michaels in a way.
Okay, all right. I
Maybe
like that.
Not stature wise, but like energy wise, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I was way back when I couldn't wait for this heel turn, and she's pulled it off. She's just got that nut look to her, She, like you just said, everybody she hates, and then this little back and forth with Nia Jax too. Don't forget. So, I think she's got. I don't know. I could just see it. I just see it happening, Ryan. I see it maybe even happening that night. Oh no, it couldn't happen that night. Sorry, I'm getting confused with my board here. But
yeah, there's no women. There could be one more match announced, but we don't know that yet, right?
yeah.
But I don't think Io would have a match against anyone.
No, I couldn't see her.
Or with
Tiffany.
No, Tiffany just had the 9 match, so I don't suspect her to either. So.
No.
All right, we finally agreed on something. Naomi. All right,
good. And I'm actually I think this with all these girls that are in there, I think there's going to be some great wrestling. I'm looking forward to watching all of them in the ring together, beat the hell out of each other. I just think it's a perfect cast. Even the ones that I don't like, I think fit the bill for this.
See, like my pushback towards the women in these matches is low key sexist, but whatever. You know me, it is what it is. It's just they're not like strong enough and big enough to like cushion the blows with the ladders and the steel cages and that stuff. So it kind of looks a little clunky, in my opinion. It looks a little weird and soft. And
Nia Jax isn't going to be in it, so the clunkiness, I think will be a little bit less, because I think anything she's in is so clunky. So
she was pretty good at that Tiffany match, though. I will say, though, that Tiffany match 2 weeks ago.
It took a little while for that to get going. Come on,
it did, but when it got going, it got to a pretty high. It really did. So, but yeah, it's like when there's structures of ladders and steel cages and gimmicks with the women. I don't know. They're just so small and frail. It's just, I don't know. It's just
I get it. That's why I'm thinking like this group that's in there. It's not going to compare to what the men can do, but it's like the perfect group as they're coming out. I'm like, all right, like these women, these are they're all tough. They're all can high fly. Rhea can take a beating. Bliss can still take a beating out there. So, and Naomi is the wild card. Roxanne can take a beating, and that's why also
Julia's punch drunk. Yeah, I would put Vicara in. After thinking about it, I'd put Vicara in. It's too smart of an idea not to, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I would, and I think Naomi's actually the pick, which is crazy because on paper, 6 months ago, she would be. If this was the Money in the Bank match, you'd be like, Naomi, get the fuck out of here! Like, look at her in the Elimination Chamber; she was eliminated right away.
Yeah.
Right. So interesting. All right, I'm into Naomi. I'm glad that we're agreeing. Now, will we agree on the men's? We shall see. All right. As of right now, it's not as like promising as the women's, in my opinion, from a star power aspect.
Right.
It's Solo Sikoa, LA Knight, Penta, Seth Rollins, Andrade, and a TBD, which is either CM Punk, AJ Styles, or El Grande Americano. First, out of the Raw match, who's winning? Punk, El Grande, or AJ Styles?
See, it's easy to say Punk, but I think it's going to be AJ Styles, only because I think Seth and his crew are going to intervene and keep Punk out of it.
Then that could cost them at that night, unless if there's like...
I have a whole theory for this.
All right, we're going to get to the theory.
I think AJ wins this only because I like to call them the Vision are going to intervene and keep Punk, because Seth wants that briefcase. And he doesn't. He knows if Punk's in there, that he's going to have a little trouble. So I think his main mission is going to be to keep Punk from winning And I think AJ Styles is too good of a wrestler right now, and he's going to capitalize and squeak into that number 6 spot.
Yep. All right. I wouldn't rule out all of them. Like even El Grande Americano, he has a Chad Gable. Chad Gable has a mega AAA match at 3:00 or 4:00 LA time.
Yeah.
Or no, Eastern time, excuse me, before Money in the Bank. But Chad Gable and El Grande Americano are not the same person. So
right. I like how they're doing that.
It is pretty good. It is pretty good. So it is very doable for Chad Gable to get in this match. So I wouldn't rule him out, but I say he's the least likely out of the three.
Right.
Styles, like there's like this low-key Styles match out there. One of Cena's top 5 matches of all time, or feuds of all time is Style. He hasn't even seen Styles. But Styles is in the final, like, kind of run of his career. Giving him the Money in the Bank is kind of him able to call his last shot one last time. So I kind of like that story. But I think the most likely is CM Punk, only because this match needs star power immensely. And I feel that CM Punk would be that perfect star power. And it's an equalizer to Seth, too, in the match.
Either way, you're going to see Punk.
Yeah.
And I think if Punk wins, this is really going to screw up my pick. Actually, no, it would still work. My pick is still going to, I think, could pull it out even with Punk in it. But I think no matter what, you're going to see Punk in some way out there.
All right. So back in the day, they used to have WrestleMania they used to have Money in the Bank match on WrestleMania, 2005 to 2010. And in 2008 and 9, CM Punk won this Money in the Bank briefcase. And that kind of propelled him up the card into the main event, right? So he would be a 3-time winner. And I'm almost certain that is at the most. So I wouldn't rule him out. But let's kind of get into it in order here. And you tell me yay or nay. Solo Sikoa, yay or nay?
As in, you think he's going to win?
Yeah. Do you see him as a winner? Yay or nay?
Nay.
Where is Solo Sikoa to you compared to a year ago?
I like him more because they're letting him be himself on the
he
microphone.
was way over. In my opinion, he was so overpushed.
I think he's a funny guy.
Yeah.
I think if you cut away and you start letting him make the jokes and the facial expressions and the laughing, you take away, you don't make him be this big bad guy. You let the little bit of the the Uso out of him. He's funny to me.
So he's more Jimmy than anything, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah, but I just enjoy it, and he's a perfect bad guy, because he's just, I don't know. There's just something about him. I've loved the Solo. I hope that he sticks around. I don't think that he's ever going to be at that top tier level, but he's just one of those guys that you can put him against anybody and just give him a little bit of a script, and he's just going to have fun with it.
He's all right. I think if he were to win, if he were to win, I think he'd be cute to kind of cash it in on Jacob and beat Jacob for the U.S. title. I think that would
I could see that.
Yeah.
That's the only scenario.
If he were to win, that's his only scenario, right?
Yeah.
So, all right, next guy here is Andrade. I'm going to give you a curveball. Is Andrade in your top 3 to win this?
No, I was pissed that he was even in this thing, and you were trying to make me feel better about it, giving me all this bullshit. And I'm like,
I don't think he's winning. When he won, I was like, all right, whatever. But he could be the conduit in this match to kind of make the movement work, be a base, be a high flyer, catch guys. He's kind of like a ladder match merchant, a Money in the Bank merchant. He's been in a bunch of them. He could just make the match work. But I'm with you, dude. He's a no.
When he won that match, I was like, what the hell just happened here?
He's like the definition of a tag guy for me. But here's the thing. His attributes are strong, but they don't highlight his attributes. And I don't really honestly think his attributes translate to WWE TV really well whatsoever.
Right. So I agree.
I don't know. There's something there. It's just going to be kind of hard to fish out, in my opinion. All right. Number 3, Penta. Is Penta in your top 3?
No, that's another one I'm getting. I'm like, I love his intro. I like everything about him, but I'm like, just stop pushing him so hard.
Yeah.
Every time I turn around, he's in it. He's been on every single pay-per-view.
He really has. They're squeezing out whatever singles run they have in them before they go off and do the.
But I think they're gonna kill him. No. I don't know. I love the intro. I love everything about him. My kids love him. Like
He's
he's a
cool.
kid. Yeah,
I
but I'm like, I
just
don't
tag
need
him
to
with the.
see him. I don't need. He's not ready. He's not at this level for me yet. Like what the hell? Like I think his brother's a better wrestler.
They're gonna well, Penta's a way bigger star, I think, but
Yeah, I'm just
I think they
in the
tag
ring.
him.
And
Yeah.
you know what? When you put the mic in front of him, I like Phoenix's English a little bit better.
Hmm. I don't think either are a real Mike guy. I just put them in a tag team and just let them run ravish with like Fraxium or someone like that, right? I think
Yeah.
they would just kill it on the tag division, but they're squeezing out whatever they got in the singles run out of Penta. So no for Solo, no for Andrade, no for Penta. Let's start getting some yeses out of you. All right. Here's a low key favorite, in my opinion, and it is L.A. Knight. Yeah.
He's my pick to win it.
Is he really? I want to make the pick, but I wouldn't put my money on it. You know what I mean?
And I think it's just because Punk is, if he's in it, he's not going to let Seth win.
And
It's not
Seth's
going to
not going to let
happen.
him win.
This is it. And this is my cash in for the night. LA Knight is going after Cena.
Wow, that would be. Would he win? That would be
No,
crazy.
nope,
No,
he
oh,
wouldn't win it. But I mean, they have history.
they have history. Yep.
I could just see it. That's how LA Knight is going to go right after Cena, and I could see that happening that night. He's a veteran. He's smart. Like he's going to try to take that opportunity and then be done with it and move on.
That'd be 2
Or you
years
might
to.
even get Cena get one of his last matches out against LA Knight.
Yeah, I don't know if he'd cash it in yet, but I hope he wins it. I would hope. I don't know if he would beat
And I
Cena.
say, and the only reason I see him winning it is Seth and Punk and some bullshit happening with them. And I think Seth is too good to win this, and he can hold down a whole him and Jay Uso run to finally beat Uso and take the belt.
Yeah, so there's always been a trope where, when you have the Money in the Bank briefcase or you're about to win the Money in the bank briefcase, easy for me to say, that Vince in the old regime would just have you lose because you have the ultimate wild card of the Money in the Bank, which was I always thought was stupid. Be like, all right, well he's going to be your next champion, but why do you constantly have him lose? LA Knight's been kind of on a losing streak in a way, right? Even when he won it, Aleister Black took out who was it? Whoever the third guy was. Aleister Black was the one that knocked him out, and then
Yeah,
LA
well,
Knight.
he just said on SmackDown, you only won because of me.
Yeah, so he can't even win correctly these days, right? So but by saying all that, that kind of makes me feel like perhaps they might go with him, and I kind of hope they do, honestly.
And again, I just see it him winning it because of just the whole Seth Punk, the vision, everything getting involved, things getting screwed up, and that's how Seth doesn't win it. I
Yeah,
think if you watch the match, you can be like, oh, Seth is I don't want to say dominating, but looking good, and he's going to win this match, and then everything unfolds, and he doesn't win it. It ends up being just Punk and Seth. If Punk ends up getting in it in the crowd, or if he doesn't get it, he's going to come in and screw him from winning it, and LA Knight is going to capitalize.
I kind of want it, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. I do want it, unless if it is all right. The last guy here before we get to the tonight and we get your final winner out of tonight. Take the floor on Seth Rollins. Is he your number 2 favorite, number 3 favorite,
He's
or
my
even
number
your
two
favorite?
favorite. He is. I like it. I like everything that's going on. You know, again, coming at it from a fan, I love everything going on right now with Seth, the guys that he has picked. I'm hoping there's one more coming. I just I enjoy it. He's gonna be champion soon enough, and just he's gonna be the glue in this match.
Yeah, he really is. Though
You
he'll
don't
be.
like Seth.
I don't. I don't like him on this level, so to speak. I just I I like it with Heyman. I like the idea more than the execution in a way. I don't know. It's
I hate
just
the two guys coming out in suits though. That's I'm like,
he
Braun Breaker. He doesn't. Let those muscles fly. Get that suit off that guy.
even him. It's like he's been with him for 6 weeks and he's not Braun Breaker. He's like
No.
he's back to being like a rookie. I don't know. I don't love it. I don't love it, but I'm waiting for it to kind of find its next level, its next groove, and kind of continue on. So,
Yeah.
all right, I would say if Punk's in this match, I like him winning it as well, and then him having the briefcase and like calling his shot on John Cena, saying, "I have this. I'll see you at SummerSlam."
Ryan, I've yet to ever see you pick against Punk.
Funk, that's my guy. That's my guy, right? Like, yeah, he could do no wrong in my eyes, right? But well, at our first one where we talk at the chamber, you're like, I kind of don't get it. Do you get it now, or do you get it? Like, or are you still at that I don't get it, or at that level?
I get it now.
All right,
I
all
get
right.
it now. I get
You
it.
get
I get it. I love when he comes out. I love this little team up with Jay and everything. It's helping. I just with Sammy. I love it.
it. Yeah. All right. I prefer CM Punk or LA Knight to win this match. If like to put my fan hat on, be like, I could see both of them guys getting this and continuing on in they're two of my top probably 5 favorites in the company as of right now. So I'd be into them winning for sure as a fan, of course.
Who do you
So
think is anyone big coming out tonight? On not tonight. Sorry, on Saturday night. Are we gonna see Roman?
well, he doesn't really. Well, what would Seth do to like kind of elicit Roman to coming out? Right? I don't know. He's returned at Money in the Bank before, so but I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
I don't,
know.
I'm just pushing for this Sammy Punk Roman team up. Like I want to see it. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'm
And
kind of
it
over tag.
just
I'm just over tag matches. I think I don't know if they
I
tag
know.
matches are kind of lazy to me. I don't know why.
But they need it. You need it against this super group that Rollins has put together.
It feels Monday Night Rawish to me, not five pay. You only have
Okay.
5 slots of PLEs.
All
Why
right.
waste it on one of the? Why waste it there? And Roman only has X amount of matches. Like Cena only has X amount of matches. I would hate to waste them in tags, but I
Okay.
guess whatever, right? So, all right, what do you got for me? We got a few minutes left here. You got anything for me on the board left? What do you got?
No, that's all of it. I didn't know if we were gonna tiptoe out of it. I have a whole bunch of questions for you to run through, but I think it would take too long, and it would
We got
muddy up
time
the.
for one. We got time for one. What do you got?
Again, I've talked about this before. They got to figure out what's going on for these tag teams. It's driving
That's where you want to go, the tag teams?
it's driving me crazy every week.
I like the SmackDown tag teams. It's like chaotic right now, but I think they're all pretty talented. And whenever they wrestle, they're very good matches.
I agree with you there,
Yeah.
100%. They're all, but I'm just like every week. It's all right. Well, it's pretty soon. Profits are going to lose the belt, and then it's going to go to someone else, and then they're going to have it for 3 weeks, and then they're going to lose the belt, and then
What?
everybody jumps in the ring again. And the Wyatt Six is here. It's not
Yeah.
going to take them long to take the belt.
What do you think of the Wyatt Six?
I love it.
You do?
Yeah,
It's a little hokey for me, but it's
I
okay.
enjoy it.
I
I
love the
do.
song. The song is
Yeah.
electric.
Yep.
That Bray Wyatt Orange Theory song or whatever. It's a great song.
Oh, but I want to see more of some other stories involved. So it's not every week it's going for the belt.
Yeah. I
Like
feel
in the
that
old
both,
days, you would
yeah,
see other little tag team stories where guys hated each other and build on, and you wouldn't always be every week for the belt. It just seems like every single week it's a belt match, and it's just
yeah.
I'm like, okay,
I think that the tag team division would benefit from like a shakeup. Some going to Raw, some going to SmackDown, and then there you go, right?
that was gonna be the next point because that's the other thing. I'm like, dude, there should only be one tag team belt. I'm sorry,
Yeah. It was I'm a
or
proponent
or
of it.
or or a lesser belt or
Yeah.
something else. Just I'm looking at it going, these guys, this is what we need. This is what can one belt, but then you have these other little fractions going back and
You just
forth.
want Pretty Deadly to be champs. That's what you want. You just want the
Oh, I would have
pretty
loved it if they were champs. They were on a good run. They could. I grew respect for them in the ring. I'm like, wow, these guys could actually wrestle. I thought this was just a stupid gimmick, and you were the one telling me, "Go, Mike, they can actually wrestle."
they can kind of go if they want to, but yeah,
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Yeah,
One more. We got one more. I like the mic questions. We got one more. What do you got for us?
man, now you put me on the spot. I wish I wrote these down because every week I'm like, oh, what is this? What is that? Um, what is my next question? What is another thing? Oh, we kind of touched on it a little bit. The Selena Vega. I'm tired of it. Like
Yeah.
you destroyed it. Chelsea Green had a nice little run going. People were falling for her. She's great on the mic. Her whole gimmick, and then you let this midget come take it and just keep beating her. And she's got literally no pop coming into the ring. It's
No pop.
and I'm like, dude, just have her lose already. There's plenty of other women who can take this belt and carry it.
I think Julia. She's a transitional champ for Julia. That's just what it's going to be, I think. But
That's
I
another
thought
one I don't
that,
want to see win it. Sorry, I don't like.
yeah. But I thought that Chelsea was going to like lose and get into Money in the Bank. But I don't
Yeah,
know. There's going to kind of make her go through it. But
nah, her face is messed up.
it, brutal, brutal. All right, Mike. This is the third time we've done this. The first time virtually, no internet's crashing. We did well.
We did well. I hope this comes out better than last time when I keep having the glitches.
I think only once, but we'll be fine with it. But
Okay,
all right, Mike. It was fun to have you on here as always, and
I'm
we're gonna
fun.
end it. And I'm gonna send you the file, and you're gonna upload it to your page, and we're gonna go from there.
As soon as I can figure that out, buddy.
All right, guys. See ya.
All right, later.